from the skies. We cannot have that. The leadership have to understand that honesty is honesty, stealing is stealing, and we don't use subterfuge to turn around facts. That's why, when you have violence and then you have one committee, then there's another committee, there's another report, and they're all gathering dust. What have we ever done with all of them? We're going through a rigmarole.
If you look at, for instance, the last one, Ahmed Lemi report in 2011,
yes,
where part of the recommendations there was that, look, we need to set up this electoral offences tribunal,
yes,
such that those who were found culpable would do the time.
Yes.
How would that help if we were to set up that?
Well, if there is transparency. Now, the point is, if you want to set up the electoral body, as you said, to punish those who were culprits, we want to be sure that they will follow the rule of law. In other words, there will be no special person. There will be no sacred cows in the system. When you get them, then people will say, oh, there's justice in this thing. Then everybody who wants to act like a sacred cow will know that in the next set of elections, nobody will spare you. But if you say that you're going to set up the body and then you set it up and nothing happens, the next time the people will think, well, this is a cynical system, I will do it the way I want it. And that's why we have it. We keep going through a rigmarole of righteousness where there's no holy person.
Do you ever see us coming out of this? Because, I mean, in the same 2011, during the elections and after the elections, the police did come up with some sort of document, and at that time, we understand that 5,356 people were arrested at that time. Now, 2,341 of those arrested was before the elections. And then 3,015 of them were after. So arrests are being made, but...
Where are the convictions?
So that takes us
Who are the people? Who are the people? What are the charges? What is the transparency about this process? Who were those arrested? Have we found them? Have they been lined up? Are there names to them? Where were these infractions committed? Well, we don't have any facts about those, and the process itself does not lend itself to any credibility or even any veneer of integrity.
Which are the process?
Arrest, the process of either arrest, prosecution, even adjudication. They talk of conviction. There's nothing of that we can say has given us any sense that the system is going through any sort of purification.
All right, we'll take a look at that in just a moment, the adjudication part of it, but that will be when we return from this break. Join us again. Welcome back to Nigeria 2015. It's time for the headlines with Ayotunde Balogun.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Chamberlain. These are the headlines now. Well, the president has ordered an immediate action to resolve the issues resulting in the fuel queues seen at petrol stations across the country. President Goodluck Jonathan, who presided over the meeting of the Executive Council, was said to have issued the instruction following the resolution of the financial issues associated with the supply of petroleum products. Briefing State House correspondents after the meeting, Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, reaffirmed that over 320 billion naira had been paid to the marketers. The Chief of Defense Staff, Air Chief Marshal Alex Bade, has lashed out at those insinuating that the current victory recorded by the military in the Northeast is political strategy. Describing such allegation as uncharitable, Air Chief Marshal Bade revealed that some of the newly acquired weapons currently deployed to the troubled part of the country were ordered long before the insurgents escalated their attacks. A federal high court in Abuja has ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to register a political association, the Young Democratic Party, YDP, as a new political party. Now, the YDP had sued INEC over its refusal to issue it a registration certificate. Delivering judgments, Justice Ahmed Mohammed held that the plaintiff had fulfilled political party registration requirements under Section 78, subsection 4 of the 2010 Electoral Act and granted all the reliefs sought. Our trial for the major suspect in the Boston Marathon bombing, that's 21-year-old Jokar Tsarnaev, has begun. He faces 30 counts of using a weapon of mass destruction and killing a police officer in the days after the bombing. 3 people were killed when 2 pressure cooker bombs exploded close to the finish line of the race, while 260 others were injured. And those are the news headlines. It's still Nigeria 2015. Chibele, it's back to you now.
Well, thank you, Ayo. Let me get back to this and talking about administration of justice. I mean, we've had lawyers who have talked about, yes, that itself also needs looking into. But here we are talking about administration of justice as a way to see how we can curb this electoral violence. But don't forget that there's an election tribunal, election petition tribunal. Yes. We'll have judges who are supposed to be handling regular cases drafted to election tribunals, and then the cases that they're supposed to handle may just stall. So how do we sort that out as well?
We have to get the personnel right. You cannot allow cases to develop dust over time, because the delay of justice itself is a denial of the justice. They have to get more people, more hands in the judiciary, and I think we churn out enough lawyers, and it's just a matter of getting our priorities right and putting resources where resources should go. A society without justice does not even exist, and when you don't see justice manifested, when you have violence, everything suffers. Family suffers, the business suffers, welfare suffers, everything suffers. So you need justice. And if we cannot handle justice well, we can't do anything well. But that has been the story of Nigeria. What have we handled well? We can't even handle war well. So